One of the easiest ways to modernize your older Mustang is with some LED lighting upgrades. Now on this 95 Cobra, we've already done LED taillights and LED license plate lights. Today we move on to the interior with a set of LED cluster lights from Diode Dynamics. The LED cluster kit from Diode Dynamics is going to fit your 1994 through 1998 Mustang and includes 5 of these 194 LED bulbs. These are made in the USA and will be a direct replacement for the yellowish factory bulbs. Here you can see the factory cluster. Now, all of our lights are actually working properly, so this is actually a decently lit cluster for a 95 Mustang, but the LEDs will be way brighter and way more modern looking. All right, so first thing you're gonna do is remove this trim. Basically what you wanna do is pull your steering wheel all the way down, disconnect your battery, obviously we're working with electronics here. Pull the headlight switch out and you're gonna turn it. When you turn your headlight knob, you'll see that little opening in there, and there's a tiny little spring clip. Basically what you do is push in with a flathead screwdriver while pulling on this and it'll pop off. That has 2 7mm screws, one here and one over on the other side. Now it's just held in place by clips, so kind of pull the top out first and slide it out. Now to remove the cluster from the car, you want to remove these 4 black screws. There's little brass screws near them. The brass ones actually hold the lens to the cluster. You don't want to remove those. Remove the 4 black ones from the 4 corners, then we can remove the cluster. Now our cluster is loose and it's ready to come out. This part's a little bit tricky. What you have to do is pull the cluster out as far as you can and then reach up behind it. It's going to be 2 wiring harnesses you have to disconnect. Normal Ford harness is little push pins to pop it out. And remove the cluster from the car. All right, the cluster out of the car, you want to put it down on a table of some sort. Put something down soft so you don't scratch the lens, as it will scratch easily. These are going to be our 5 bulb sockets here. Basically just turn to release. There you can see the factory bulb. We'll pop that out, grab our LED, and put it back in the housing. Then do the same for the other 4. Make sure they're all tight and touching the circuit board. And the cluster's ready to go back in the car. All right, now again, if your lens is shot, perfect time to replace it. Ours looks okay, so our cluster's ready to go back in the car. You plug in both sides. Now's a good time to plug your battery back in and test them to make sure they work. So when you check your cluster, if you do see a dark spot, that means one of the lights is out. So all you have to do there, basically remove it, flip it 180 degrees and reinstall it. That should fix the issue. All right, now we check all the bulbs are working. We can reinstall the screws and reinstall the trim. The headlight switch, basically it's a triangle, so you just got to get it lined up and that clip will retain it when you push it on. And your installation's finished. The LED cluster upgrade, as you can see, was pretty simple to do, and it really modernizes the car. I mean, with the factory halogens being yellowish, the cluster was green. The cool whites give it a nice bright blue, which looks way, way more modern than our 95 Cobra. As far as installation goes, pretty straightforward. Give yourself about an hour or so, and be back on the road in no time.